Hi, kiddos. It's time for us to read a story together. Today we're going to read a Lego story called Brick or Treat, and it's close to Halloween time. Ready? Brick or Treat. It was a dark and windy Halloween night. Spooky decorations hung in the windows. Jack-o'-lanterns glowed on porches. Costume trick-or-treaters ran up and down the streets. "I'm tired of walking," said Matt from the inside of his penguin costume. "I think we've visited all the houses," said Kenji, who was wearing an astronaut costume. "Is there anywhere else to go?" Marina was dressed up like a cowgirl. She said, "Well, there's one more house." At the end of the block, at the top of the hill, there was an old house. It was said that the scientist lived there with his strange creations. "Isn't that house haunted?" asked Matt. "Then tonight's the perfect time to go," Marina replied with a smile. She led her friends toward the dark house. Creak! The three friends pushed open the rusty gate and walked across the overgrown lawn. There were cobwebs in the windows, a pumpkin glowed in the door. Marina was about to knock when the kids heard a spooky voice. "Come back here." The kids were startled. They couldn't see who was speaking. "Down here," the voice says. It was a pumpkin. "Dr. Brickenstein is very busy. He had no time for trick-or-treaters." Well, just then an owl landed on the porch, calling, "Who are you? Who invited you? This is the doctor's busiest night. He's in his lab and he can't be interrupted by penguins and astronauts." "Should we come back later?" Kenji asked. "Maybe we can help," Marina asked. "The doctor would be so busy if we helped him." "The doctor likes to work alone," the owl hooted. "But you should return later for a surprise." "Yes, a very big surprise," the pumpkin added. Then he and the owl chuckled ominously. The wind blew and the leaves rustled in the tall grass as the children walked away from the house. "Old houses and talking pumpkins, this is all really strange," Kenji said. "I'm glad we didn't go to the doctor's lab." "I wonder if that's what that surprise will be," asked Marina. "In fact, I want to know what this lab looks like. Let's try to see what Dr. Brickenstein is in the building." Marina suddenly ran across the lawn and disappeared into some bushes. Matt and Kenji glanced at each other nervously and quickly followed. The friends crept alongside the old house, and they stopped at a glowing basement window. Machines were whirring and clanked. Buttons and bulbs glowed and flickered. At the center of the activity was Dr. Brickenstein himself. He was working on something that was hidden beneath a sheet. The doctor turned a screwdriver and twisted a wrench. Electricity zapped. Bzz, bzz, bzz. Suddenly, the creation behind the sheet started to move. The doctor began laughing with excitement. Matt, Kenji, and Marina scrambled away from the window. They scurried through the bushes and sprinted across the lawn. Suddenly, the owl fluttered out in front of them. "Woo-hoo," he called. "You can't leave now." The startled friends froze in their tracks. "That's right," said the pumpkin, rolling along the porch. "You'll miss the surprise." And just then the front door creaked open. Dr. Brickenstein stepped out. Suddenly, the ground began to shake. A secret door opened in the lawn, and a gigantic spinning Ferris wheel rose up to the house. Dr. Brickenstein pushed a button, and the wheel came to a halt. He tipped the gondola and collection of brick gears, and wheels fell out. "Trick or treat," Dr. Brickenstein said. The three friends studied the pieces and realized they all fit together to make a scooter. "Excellent," claimed Matt. "This is just what I needed. I was getting tired of all this walking and running." Or maybe I should say brick or treat, said Dr. Brickenstein. You see, I wanted to give you a special treat that would let you build things. I think Halloween should be more about creativity than candy. It's a night to make costumes and stories, anything you can imagine. All the kids in the neighborhood heard the music and wondered up to the haunted house to see what was going on. The doctor gave every trick-or-treater a new batch of pieces and parts. The two girls dressed as ghosts, they made skateboards. A boy in a dog costume made a ping pong table and started playing with a friend who was dressed up like a fairy. All the kids were laughing and playing in front of Dr. Brickenstein's old house. Nobody was scared of him anymore. Everyone had a Halloween surprise. Except for one person, Marina noticed. Everyone has a trick-or-treat except for the doctor, she said. Do you think we can make him something? Matt and Kenji nodded. The friends went to work collecting pieces and putting them together behind the bushes. When they were done, they covered their creation with a sheet and rolled it over to the scientist. Dr. Brickenstein, Marina said, we really like what you've done for us tonight, so we made something for you. Marina pulled back the sheet and revealed a robot. We thought it could help you with your tasks in the lab, so we won't have to wait so long to see your incredible creations. And maybe the robot could fix up your house a little so it's not so scary. That's wonderful, the doctor exclaimed. Thank you so much. I think I'll call him Clank. Clank went to the front gate and squirted oil into the hinges. The gate now swung silently. There wasn't a squeak or a creak. The owl hooted with surprise. Amazing, but don't fix the house too much, he said. Yes, please leave it a little creepy, the pumpkin added. We like things to be a little Halloweeny around here. Clank collected some pieces and gears and made itself a lawnmower. They went to work cutting the overgrown grass. But Clank didn't trim everything. He snipped a special message into the lawn, and Dr. Brickenstein and all his new friends cheered when they read it. Happy Halloween! Brick or treat.